Imagine waking up in zero gravity, floating to a window, and seeing Earth as a tiny blue marble behind you. That could be daily life inside SpaceX's Starship. Stick around to discover how this spacecraft transforms living in space from science fiction to reality. What's it really like to live in a spacecraft built to take humans to another planet? For many of us, imagining life inside SpaceX's Starship feels like trying to picture the future itself, part tech fantasy, part unknown frontier. But Starship isn't just a vehicle. It's a home, a workplace, and a lifeline all rolled into one. Its design has one big mission: to make long-term stays in space safe and sustainable. But what do the living spaces actually look like? And how does it all work? Let's walk through it. To start, imagine stepping into the main chamber of Starship. You'd be greeted by a sleek, utilitarian interior, every inch of which is designed with efficiency in mind. This is no luxury spaceship, but that doesn't mean it's simply a cold, steel-covered box. The Starship's layout focuses on modular design, a concept that allows the interior to adapt based on needs. There are dedicated spaces like sleeping pods for rest, workstations for productivity, and communal areas where everyone on board gathers. Think of it as a compact yet highly functional floating habitat, where each module is engineered to support human life in zero gravity. But creating comfort in zero gravity isn't just about where you sleep or how you gather. It's about tackling some of space travel's toughest problems: the absence of gravity, isolation from Earth, and the sheer monotony of long voyages. For example, floating through Starship's corridors brings challenges you wouldn't face on Earth. Something as simple as brushing your teeth or preparing a meal turns into a carefully thought-out process. To make living easier, the ship's walls are equipped with tether points and grab bars so astronauts can move around securely and anchor themselves when necessary. And then there are the psychological challenges. When you're potentially months away from Earth in a small, enclosed space, keeping morale high becomes a priority. SpaceX has tackled this with some creative ideas. One standout feature is the panoramic windows designed to give passengers breathtaking views of space. These windows not only provide a way to connect with the incredible sights outside, but they also combat the feeling of confinement by letting you stare out into the infinite void, or closer to Mars, the red planet itself coming into view. Additionally, shared areas are being planned to allow crew members to relax together, whether it's over meals or simply during downtime. Here's one way to think about Starship's living quarters. Imagine it as a hybrid between a high-tech submarine and a futuristic apartment. Like a submarine, everything is compact, efficient, and designed to function perfectly in its environment. But at the same time, it incorporates elements of a modern apartment, like private spaces for sleeping and shared areas for eating or recreation. Because SpaceX doesn't just want people to survive the trip. They want them to feel human while doing it. One unique feature you might find on board is exercise equipment built to keep muscles and bones healthy in zero gravity. Without gravity, the human body starts to experience muscle atrophy and bone density loss surprisingly quickly. On the International Space Station, astronauts spend up to 2 hours a day using resistance machines or cycle ergometers, but Starship is taking this a step further. Exercise spaces in Starship's design promise to be more streamlined and accessible, helping passengers maintain their health without sacrificing too much interior space. Hydroponic gardens are another potential addition to the living spaces, allowing for a sustainable source of fresh produce. Instead of relying solely on freeze-dried meals, these compact gardens could grow leafy greens, herbs, or even simple vegetables like tomatoes. Not only do these plants provide a nutritional boost to the menu, but caring for them could also give astronauts a small sense of normalcy. Watering plants and watching them grow, even in space, could act as a therapeutic activity. Air quality and ventilation are also heavily considered in the design. Starship's air filtration systems don't just recycle oxygen, They're a critical part of life support, ensuring that carbon dioxide is scrubbed out before it can reach dangerous levels. New advancements in this filtration technology aim to make the air on board feel less like being in a recycled system and more like breathing in comfort. In all of this, the balance between functionality and comfort is key. Starship isn't just a sterile machine to get from one planet to another. It's built to be livable. It's a space where astronauts could spend months without feeling like they've lost touch with their humanity. Is it perfect? Of course not. No space is perfect when you're floating millions of miles from home. But these innovations are moving closer to creating an environment where humans can thrive, not just survive. So, you're floating through the quiet hallways, staying connected to your crew and relying on these designs to get through each day. But surviving the months on Starship isn't just about comfort. It's about staying strong, entertained, and sane along the way. Do you know how that's all going to work? Let's find out. How do you stay healthy, eat well, and keep yourself entertained when you're millions of miles away from home, living in one of the most extreme environments imaginable? It's not just about surviving the journey aboard Starship. It's about thriving. Maintaining both physical and mental well-being becomes a constant challenge in deep space, where gravity, time, and comfort all take on brand new meanings. One of the biggest hurdles is microgravity. Without Earth's gravity working on your body, muscles weaken and bones lose density over time. On past missions, astronauts have faced steep health risks if they didn't actively combat these effects. Starship addresses these challenges by carving out space for exercise, making it a part of daily life for passengers. Think resistance machines designed to mimic weightlifting on Earth, or cycling setups that allow you to pedal while floating. The idea isn't just about staying fit. These routines are critical to ensuring that when you land on Mars or return to Earth, your body doesn't crumble under the pressure of gravity all over again. Every pull, push, and stretch has purpose. Then there's the question of food. On the International Space Station today, astronauts eat mostly pre-packaged, freeze-dried meals. These meals get the job done in terms of calories and nutrition, but aren't exactly what you'd call exciting. SpaceX knows this wouldn't cut it on a months-long trip to Mars, while Starship will likely still rely on many of the same storage-friendly meal types. The added emphasis on variety could change the game. Picture a menu that includes not just standard dehydrated options, but also better quality frozen meals, along with a supply of fresh vegetables grown right inside the spacecraft. There's potential for hydroponic gardens on board, compact soil-free setups where astronauts could harvest greens, herbs, and even small fruits. Not only does this enhance the diet, but it also adds an emotional boost. Imagine tending to living plants while in deep space. It's a small but powerful connection to the natural world left behind on Earth. Now, food storage also poses a huge challenge. Supplies need to last months, maybe even years, without spoiling. SpaceX envisions improved storage systems to optimize shelf life while still providing easy access during chaotic or low-energy moments. Unlike the ISS, where food storage is scattered and sometimes difficult to manage, Starship's storage compartments may be more centralized or integrated into the design to prevent waste and enable smoother routines. The goal isn't just about efficiency, it's about maintaining a sense of control and convenience in an otherwise alien environment. Living aboard SpaceX Starship isn't just preparing for a journey, it's shaping the future of humanity. Every detail, from the compact living spaces to the systems keeping passengers healthy and connected, is part of a larger mission, redefining how we live beyond Earth. Space exploration isn't just about reaching new destinations, it's about breaking limits and discovering what's possible when we step into the unknown. Imagine yourself looking out at the stars, knowing you're part of a new chapter in human history. So, if the chance came, would you climb aboard Starship and leave Earth behind? What's your answer?